Nigeria should just stick to our traditional 4-4-2.
Boss. Hello. Good evening, welcome. This is Career Boss Podcast Sport Edition. My name is Casey, the field footballer. And of course, here in the studio, we have the one and only Clint, the field ref, the field keeper, the field player.
Field coach.
The field coach, everything field. But he's going to pass tonight here in Career Boss Studio. Welcome. So what we have today, we're going to be looking at the coaches list for the World Cup qualifiers against South Africa. I mean, the Super Eagles list against South Africa. Yes, that match is going to be taking place in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom, Uyo Stadium on June 7th. Yes, not just far away, it's a few days to go. So now we need to look at the list, the call-ups. Let's put some touchlights to some names and let's see if they are what they call in. Yes, and of course we have Clint here with me because this is a session for wisdom. All right, and they say people say snake that one person see, they call him python. So so we need to be two to investigate this issue right now. So Clint, yes. So Clint, let's hear from you. First of all, what's the impression you have about the list? Are you comfortable with the call-ups?
Looking at the list, I think it's a fair list. Considering that we can see some players coming back and some being dropped, like in the goalkeeping department. It's been a cry for a long time that Francis should be dropped. And I think it's quite okay that the coach did it at this time. And for Maduka Okoye to be back, I think he has done well for Udinese this 2023-2024 season.
True.
Yes. It's a good call up for him. I saw some of the matches and some good saves from him, and I was like, wow, this is what we've been missing. At least that's another competition for Nwabali.
Yes,
it's a good list. I can see some sentimental call-ups too. Some sentimental.
But before we get to the sentimental call-ups, Clint, are there players you thought should be invited? If you have any player at all, is there any player you think you wanted to?
Thinking about it now,
we have so many players that are injured.
A lot.
Yes, Omeru is injured. Ekong is injured and recovering. Taiwo Awoni, yes, he's not been very okay. Even with his club, I guess he's been injured too for a very long while. So there have been a lot of players there. But for me, I was thinking the guy called Chuba Akpom would be given a call up. I'm not sure of his situation, if he's still willing.
That's why I didn't go for him, because the truth is, has he switched allegiance? Willing to play for the Eagles? We have a lot of players like that, and
yes.
When I just feel that it's part of the problem with the NFL. You see, because if we don't put the proper structures on ground, these players won't see need to don our jerseys, right? Why do our players want to play for England? The structure is there. You get, they have good training facilities, same standard what you have in their club sites. But we can't see the same here. We can't see the same here. It's a big problem. And again, the welfare package, it's also a big factor. We know how it is in Africa. We don't need to go for the money.
Yes. clean. But then I would take you back to what Lookman said. Lookman said the reason he chose Super Eagles was because he wanted to build an international career. And you know what that means? What he meant is if he chose another country, he would just have 1 call-up, 2 call-ups, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Yeah, so we've seen a lot of very good players. We would not want to call their names, so we keep it professional. But we see a lot of good players that we're supposed to represent Nigeria and possibly still have their shirts. So if you're looking at the likes of Iwobi is one of the players I call a very good midfielder. But even when his form dipped, he was still invited. Even when he's hot, he's also still invited. So that's what you call having a career internationally, because that as crazy as it might get, you still have a fair chance of being called. And of course, these international matches, it makes these players warm. It gives them this profile, just like Lookman have said. I was speaking with one other guy, here in the UK, and it was like when Lookman played for Leicester, it wasn't really that,
good.
Yeah, so it wasn't that really, we don't want to use the word good because it was good, but it wasn't all that. Let's use it that way. But when that same guy that told me this watched AFCON, that was where he was like, Lookman has really, really improved. So saying that Lookman now still became, the best player in the finals, in the European finals, that was where he was like, man, right now, Lookman is a different player because the guy is from Leicester, so he's a Leicester City fan. But then let's move on, Clint. Of course, this is right now in the studio. We're just trying to analyze the list, the Super Eagles list released by the new coach Finidi George. Of course, why we are looking at it is just because he's a new coach and this is like his major test. The other one he lost to Mali and the rest of them. Let's just say bygones are bygones. All things are forgiven. Let's start a new slate. So right now, if he doesn't do well in these matches, of course, this is like World Cup qualifier. We need to, we need to break the South African, the bafana game. We need to break them down. And of course, we are playing it in our backyard, so we don't want excuses. So if he doesn't do well, if he doesn't deliver these goods, of course, Nigerians, we know the next step to take. But let's leave it at that. Looking at the goalkeeping department, we are seeing Stanley Wabale, we are seeing Olorunleke Ojo, we are seeing Maduka Okoye. Do you think either of them or all of them merits that call-up?
Ojo is someone, it's a funny story. Sometime 4 years ago, in one of my hustles, I met somebody. I was with the man and he called up the coach of Nigeria then, advising him to pick Ojo. He has seen the man looks like a scout in Nigeria. He has seen this guy and he has seen his concept. I think he was in Enyimba. I think he's still in Enyimba right now. He's still in Enyimba. So and I've seen a couple of clips of Ojo and quite impressed. Although the Nigerian factor is still there. The Nigerian factor is still there. For the rest of the goalkeepers, I think they've done quite well for themselves. Mwabali, Chipa United, Bobby or Boboa, like his friends called him. It's also what he did at the AFCON, keeping some good clean sheets.
Yes. So if he wasn't on that list, we will come for Finidi's head.
Seriously.
Let's just put it that way. Because in Nigeria, until you are tested and you failed, Nigerians will So right now, he has not failed us yet, so we are still rooting for him. Maduka Okoye's case, for me, even when he decided to take a bow from the Super Eagles, it's not like he wasn't good in his club. Then he was in Watford. So he's always been a good goalkeeper, but I guess there's a that comes with keeping for the Super Eagles. There's a certain, and that's the same pressure that happens to Uzoho sometimes, and it begins to forget and all that, So there's and you need that confidence, and for me, I think that's what Wabale brings to the table. So if Okoye is coming back and he says he has resolved his, whatever issues he had with confidence for the Super Eagles, of course, he has always been a good keeper. If we are to to be fair to him. So let's move on. The defense line. We have Calvin Bassey. Yes, no.
Yes. Calvin Bassey, yes. Okay. He's one of the strong guys in the defense line. He knows how to use his body very well.
He can football. And
he's very strong. His work rate is high. Although I don't know what happened to him at the last match in the AFCON, where it's just like the whole team fell apart. But generally,
we owe it to fatigue.
Yes, true. I would say yes to Calvin Bassey.
Calvin Bassey. Sheyi Ajayi.
Sheyi Ajayi. Semi Ajayi.
Yes.
I would say yes. Semi Ajayi. He's also a good hand in that defense line, winning aerial balls, goals. I would say it's a yes for me.
I think he has been a slow and steady guy, and I see him in the fold. He did well at the AFCON, supporting Ekong and all. But let's move on. I think he's okay to be there. Chidozie, man, nothing much to talk about Chidozie Awazen because he's not really been a mainstay. He's been getting invites, but he's not really been starting for the Super Eagles. I guess the AFCON, African Confederation Cup. I guess if he played, it just maybe a match, and I can't even think if he made any difference. But he didn't make any difference. Yes, he's a good defender actually. But maybe he needs to up his game so that he can be having regular starts in the Super Eagles. If not, Super Eagles, if you know that if they forget you now, so you don't go.
That's the end.
Bright Osai Samuel, yes or no?
Yes.
But it seems that guy plays stingy football.
It also brings me back to the discussion about Ekong. Ekong will be missed. He will be missed. I'm yet to see who will combine that centre back to give us exactly what Ekong gives on a very good day. He's the keeper. He has that presence in that defense. He commands a lot of respect in that defense. It will be a very big miss for the Eagles. It will be a very big
Anyways, for me, I think Osai, from the flashes we saw at the AFCON, he's a good player, but then he has some very greedy, stingy runs, and he tends to turn to the Pius Ikedia. You're your main guy. At the end of the day, he throws the ball away. But let's move on. We have some new names. We have Sadiq Ismail, and we have Benjamin Tanimu. I know these guys are. As a matter of fact, I searched for Sadiq. I didn't really see anything about him online. I want to believe he's a MPFL player alongside Benjamin Tanimu. Now, yes, we know that Finidi coming as a coach will want to give these guys opportunity.
Yeah, because he's also a product of,
right? Yes, he's coming from Enyimba. But I want to ask, is he doing this to impress us? Or you think these players really deserve a shot at the Super Eagles?
Sadiq Ismail from Remo Stars. Remo went on a very good run last season, and he was part of that team. I think it's more like reward for hard work. It's left to be seen if he can carry that same form to the Eagles when he's called upon. We just hope, because the thing with the Super Eagles is, if you have the opportunity, grab it, take it, because you have a lot of players waiting to take that position.
Waiting to take it.
So if you have the opportunity, take it.
Okay, so I would assume they deserve a try.
Yes, a try.
Yeah, especially that Benjamin Tanim. I think I've watched one or two of his games. He has some command.
Ihefu of Tanzania, Ihefu FC of Tanzania.
Yeah, he's a bit good. But let's move on. Midfield, we have Wilfred. We have Rafael Onyedika. These are familiar names, so we won't dwell too much on them. Yeah. Rafael Onyedika, Frank Onyeka, Alex Iwobi, Alhassan Yusuf, Fisayo Dele Bashiru. Which player here do you think should have been dropped? If you were to drop any player?
Fisayo Dele, I've not really seen so much. Maybe one or two games I've seen. I saw some highlights of him.
The Man City Academy player, isn't he?
Yes. I don't know. But I just hope they can take their chance. I just hope they can take their chance. Because if we are to have clean bill of health in this team, some of these names we won't see them. So to me, it's still a good thing. Let's see them and see what they can offer. It won't hurt to have a large pool of players for the Eagles that we can just call upon and they deliver the goods.
I would love to see how Finidi George will use Wilfred in Didi. Because club is an attacking midfielder right now. As a matter of fact, he plays 8 in his club, and we know him in the Super Eagles to be our dominant 4, right? And in box to
so that brings me back to the Eagles. Our coaches tend to neglect what these players do in their clubs. Remember, it was the same thing with a lot of our players. Mikel plays more of the defensive in Chelsea, but in the Eagles he plays more of the attacking. You get, because of the kind of player he is, he could carry that, right? Because he started as an attacking midfielder. Yes, you get, before Mourinho converted him to a defensive player, and that also affected his game. But if our coaches can actually use these players to their strength, we'll do very well. To me, push in the up front, right? Frank Onyeka should drop deep. To me, I will play a sole defensive midfielder here. Push Ndidi and he will be up front.
I agree with you. I'm also thinking it's about time they give this Onyedika a chance, like a proper chance.
Yeah,
I've seen flashes of him on YouTube and all that, but he's not. I know benching Onyeka. It would be a that guy is Frank the Tank. So I know benching
the tank.
It will be a hurdle for Onyedika.
That's why I said he should just sit deep, then push Iwobi and Ndidi
up front. And I would want Iwobi to impress us this time, because at least he's playing now with a player that understands attacking football. I'm talking about Wilfred and Didi. Yes, let's see how it goes. And of course, maybe coming in as a sub, Alhassan Yusuf would come in as a sub. But then the Dele Bashiru is supposed to be a 10. Maybe he could also come in for Iwobi later on. One player I'm happy did not make this list. One player I'm happy.
Name and shame him.
As a matter of fact, I'm talking about him. I've even forgotten his name. Our number 10. The guy from Southampton. What's his name? Aribo.
Joe Aribo.
Yes, I am happy. Aribo. Just in case Aribo, if you come across this channel or you come across our video, Aribo, we all love you. It's all love here from all of us here at the Career Boss studio. But we are just saying, sometimes we need to give other people, equal opportunity to showcase what they can do. Aribo started very hot with the Super Eagles, with that his left foot and all that. I guess that's even one of the reasons they invite him on, because the left-footed midfielder. Yeah. And left-footed midfielders have this very special, thing going on for them. Especially when they lay that pass, you get. As a field midfielder, I know that when I see some left midfielders giving in that pass, I'll be like, work ball. I know that feeling, but then I think we have very good left midfielders in the Nigerian league that might give us what Aribo is giving us. The whole idea of calling foreign-based players is to bring in that extra skill, that extra, that extra touch of. So when you are lacking that touch, then let's give other local players, because Nigeria belongs to everybody, right? Nobody owns the country. So I am very positive if he picks form again in his club. Of course, Finidi George would call him back to the midfield. So I'm happy with that substitution he did for Aribo and brought in Dele Bashiru. Dele is a 10. Let's see what he can do. Forward attacks right now. Moving on. Forward attacks, we have Kelechi Iheanacho, we have Victor OSIMHEN, Tere Murphy, Paul Onuachu, Victor Boniface, my guy. Ademolalookman, Nathan Taylor, Samuel Chukwueze. If there's any player that should not be here, I would say Chukwueze.
Yes.
Let me say that because
Chukwueze and senior man.
Yes. Wait. This is attack. we need to be cautious. This is attack, Clint. Nigerians, we can play with everybody, but when we come to attack, we take it religious. We are very skeptical talking about our attacker. First of all, Samuel Chukwueze, my beef against Samuel Chukwueze. Samuel Chukwueze he was supposed to be the Messi. Oh. That is just, that beef when people say, Mikel was supposed to be a 10, now he's not playing. Omoriho killed him. That same beef I have against a Samuel Chukwueze. Not because I don't love him. Samuel Chukwueze is one of the best players or best skilled players I've seen in the Super Eagles. Because someone that can take on players like Messi. When I'm seeing what a Lookman is doing, I'm thinking in my head, this is what I thought a Samuel Chukwueze would be doing, because Samuel Chukwueze was actually, he got the spotlight very early with Villarreal, Champions League and all that. So Samuel Chukwueze, when he was dazzling all this Barcelona and Madrid, everybody like, hey, Chukwueze. Then even Liverpool, Premiership club, were calling for him. But sometimes, with our players, whether it's Shakara, whether it's, whether it's, Agbabola, how much is money, whether it's enjoyment, sometimes some of these players, they just tend to drop form. But then he's still a very good player for his side, AC Milan. I watched some of their matches, even in the Europa and all that. The ones they played with Roma, and Roma took them. I watched those matches. He's a good player. Samuel Chukwueze, in case you are seeing our podcast, of course, we appreciate you and everything we do. All we are saying is we need more. To whom more is given, more is expected. God bless that guy with a lot of skill. We need to see.
I still remember one of the matches against Real Madrid. Villarreal against Real Madrid. It was explosive.
It's crazy.
He turned them in out. And I think
that video is on YouTube now.
Yeah, it is. And we expected him to grow from there. But what we're seeing is remaining on the same level. Sometimes he drops that level too. And it's so sad. But I was thinking he would do well in the Premiership. Imagine what that does for Arsenal.
Yes.
Imagine what Garnacho does for Manchester United.
Yes.
It's similar traits.
Yes.
You can walk into a Premiership team and be that go-to guy. Same thing Olise does for Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Similar traits, similar characteristics. I think he'll do well in the Premiership. The Italian league is not a league of flair. It's a body league. So it's better he goes to a place where
he would shine and his skills will come out. Of course, I agree with you, Clint, on Victor Samuel Chukwueze. We hope he picks the form and of course go to a club that will use him properly, and he also needs to have this. He needs to work harder on his craft. He's a talented player. That's why we're talking about him. Else, I would have moved on. Now, Kelechi Iheanacho. My position on Kelechi is actually the real player in that Super Eagles.
Senior man.
He's the senior man, Kels. Even if Baba no play 3 matches, Baba enter green and white jersey. Baba did it for me.
Yeah.
So, and I think Finidi is that coach too that sees, he sees ball a bit. There are players that that leave all this one. Baba the ball, and he has that left that can do the magic and give that depth pass. And produce something.
I will give me the passes. Drive towards the wing, cut in, curve it. Good. It's one of his styles.
Yes.
So
the only thing is he might not start because he's not really in form. He might not start, but is there a player right now in the whole Super Eagles fold that can give us that one Kano effect? Say, I bring you in and you can change the game. That player right now in this generation is Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yes.
I would agree to him being on the list to see if we can, have some magical moments when we need them. And of course, Victor OSIMHEN, of course, that should be a starter. Boniface, I want to see how the George will combine Boniface and OSIMHEN. Have they ever played together? I'm not sure. I'm not
sure. It all depends on the formation the coach wants to play. And I've said this for a very long time. Nigeria should just stick to our traditional 4-4-2. It has proven to be our best formation ever. Right? And in that your 4-4-2, you have your 10 coming in to support the attack. You have your wingers. When you're attacking, you're joining the attack. So it's more like you're playing a 5-man attack when you're on the ball, right? When you're defending, you're falling back. You have one person up front, one person drawing back. So it has proven to be what has worked for the Eagles. I just wish you can go back to that era where we just have the likes of the late Rashidi Akini up front, supported with somebody, and you have your wingers running riots. I miss those days.
I agree with you, Clint. Of course, if you're playing 4-4-2 right now in modern football, you need to be dynamic about the 4-4-2. So
yes, that's what I said.
Playing 4-4-2, it means in attack you are playing a 4-2-4.
Yes,
because 2 midfielders will sit and leave the other 2 midfielders by the edge to join the attack and have more players in the box. I want to believe any coach like Finidi George that goes back to 4-4-2 will give us dynamic 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 we're playing that has been helping Nigeria.
It's not the traditional 4-4-2.
It's static 4-4-2. And then football has not revolutionized. So we are getting away with very quick wins then. If you play that 4-4-2, we play that. If we play it now, my brother, at 5-0, we will collect it.
It's not the traditional 4-4-2.
It's sure me. So for me, I think even with the formation the coach played in AFCON, it's just that the coach did not give players room to express themselves. Even with that defensive pattern we were playing, I mean, Pesero in the AFCON, if actually he gave players room to express themselves more, they would have done more on the pitch of play. And then you are playing a formation that, or even when you're attacking and you're defending, I'm still seeing the shape. It means you are playing a static formation. Nobody plays a static formation right now in world football. It needs to be dynamic. We need to know if you are with the ball, if you are off the ball, if you are attacking, if you are defending, if you are chasing the ball, what formation are you playing? You know, what players, because me as a midfielder, if I'm in the middle, I'm just looking. Once I'm attacking, I'm looking at the players that will run for me and give me the antenna, let my head sharp. You understand? So we want those kind of dynamic play in the Super Eagles. And of course, I'm looking at the attackers we have now in the Super Eagles are hot. But we'll have another session where we'll look at the players we have and of course compare them with the golden generation, because you cannot have an OSIMHEN, have a BONIFACE, and have a LOOKMAN, still have a Chukwueze, still have an Ndidi, and you have the AFCON best player, AFCON. You know, so the players we have right now in the Super Eagles, they are not pushy. It's not like the Mikel's time where you have sprinkles of greatness. You know, sprinkles. Here in this this era,
they're all main guys in their teams.
You understand? Everywhere right now in this generation, they are all sturdy.
They are regulars.
Yes, and regulars at their club, man. So we want better performance. As a matter of fact, this will not just be a regular test for Finidi Joy. If he doesn't get it right this time, I don't know. What do you suggest? If Finidi loses our match, let's just assume. Are you going for his head, or you want to be like the regular Arsenal fan and will say, let's give it time to improve? That's what I'm not the
Let's put it in perspective. We've played 2 matches and we have 2 points, meaning we have 2 draws. What that means is, if we draw or lose, we're out of the World Cup. That's what it means. So it's a must win. My opinion, though, I don't think Finidi was the right choice for the Eagles.
For the job.
My opinion. Because right now the Eagles need someone who is proven. I don't want to name names, but you know where I'm going to. Someone who have done it before. Just like when we clamored for Nate Keshi. He did it with a team who has never qualified for any tournament, qualified them for the World Cup, right? No, we know things didn't go well. He left. He has done it in club sides. He's a leader. To an extent, he has that tactical ability, which is what the Eagles need. We need somebody who can sit and read the game and say, okay, this is missing, that is missing. Hey, warm up. Go fix this for me. We need somebody who can read into the game and say, okay, this is what is going well. Let's sustain it, right? Keep shouting at the players from the sidelines, and not just sit and watch things play out.
Let's not judge him yet.
I'm not judging.
We'll have this session after the match. I get what you're saying. You're trying to raise your concerns about Finidi. For us, you know, it's the same before play. I want to get one program. Why the thing for my head now, but I make a live and make it work. Make it go. Let's just wish Finidi all the best. And of course, and he knows that the world is watching. He knows that everybody's watching. Even the other coaches that were supposed to get the job that refused to call their names on the podcast, they would also be watching him to see what he's going to do with these boys. All right. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Clint. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, this has been a very, very nice session. All right. This is where we draw the curtain to Career Boss Sport Edition Nigeria. Please join us. Check our channel. Please help us. Click the subscribe button. You know how. Just click. It's free. Click. Share and like our content. Thank you very much. Till we see you again next time. This is a goodbye from all of us. Bye.